Scott.
Okay. Turning to Chicago politics, Project 6 is a sort of, well, I don't know, they sort of do what, I don't know, the Fourth Estate is supposed to do in Chicago, and 219 South Dearborn, that's the home office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, is supposed to do in Chicago, and the Attorney General's office is supposed to do in Chicago. That, I don't know, they don't kind of really do, at least not for some people. The laws, as you understand, in Chicago and Illinois apply differently to different people.
Right. That's the way it's always been, Dan.
And it's working out fabulously. So Project 6 is headed up by Faisal Khan, the former legislative inspector general for the Chicago City Council. Has another investigation that they've released. A couple weeks ago, we talked to Faisal about their expose on Proco Gropo Joe Moreno.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's right.
Your friend.
Proco. Yeah, who the other day, well, can I do the Sneed thing? Psst, Sneeding.
Sneedling.
But no, Sneed didn't have this. I have two good friends who saw him at a Gina Giorgetti's, and he was with two gang members from Humboldt Park.
Are you sure they weren't other members of the city council?
Two former gang members, well known, and that Proco Joe took his chew out in his mouth and threw it on the floor underneath the table at Gina Giorgetti's. Now, there's carpeting there, and the worst part is somebody's going to have to clean that up. And that is so disrespectful, and that says a lot about his character and the way he was raised. Just to throw something and litter on the floor like that, but especially your chew.
And what happened to him?
The Italians took care of him.
No, seriously. I mean,
No.
in a bygone era, some of those old Italians sitting around Gina Giorgetti's would take him out back and teach him some manners, and they would be right to do so.
Yeah, they didn't do that this time.
Yeah.
The slipping man.
Size of the time or sign of the times. No,
Yeah.
so it's okay for
It's sickening.
Proco Joe to bully and threaten property owners in his district on behalf of on behalf of businesses that he's connected to, the owners of the Double Door that give him campaign contributions.
But wooing and dining former gangbangers that live in his ward is strange.
It's not strange. Not if you know the history of Chicago politics, because street gangs have been involved in Chicago politics for as long as there's been Chicago politics. And in some of those West and South Side wards in particular, some of those aldermen historically have been more beholden to street gangs than they have been to their constituents. And all you have to do is look at the condition of their wards to get an appreciation for that. Well, this latest investigation is Southwest Side, Marty Quinn. He's the alderman of the 13th Ward. The 13th Ward is also the ward that is home technically home, to House Speaker Mike Madigan. So what are Marty Quinn and Mike Madigan doing that we should know about? For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by the aforesaid Faisal Khan, head of Project 6. And you can find his report at thesecret6.com. Faisal, thanks for joining us and appreciate it.
No worries. Hey, Dan. Hey, Amy.
So Marty Quinn is, according to you, illegally spending tax dollars for politics. Is that still illegal?
It is. Marty Quinn in 2015, Dan took $25,000 of taxpayer money and spent it on a vehicle, specifically to clean up snow purportedly in his ward. Here's one problem with it. The city already offers that service, and you're not allowed to buy that kind of equipment. The law specifically precludes you from buying that equipment. It says it right so in the Municipal Code of Chicago. Yeah, Alderman Quinn did it anyway.
So what's going to happen to him?
This time he had the help of the mayor because the Department of Finance overrode the purchase. Said you can't buy it, and the mayor's office stepped in and said you could.
So what's going to happen? What's the ramifications of his actions?
Well, the ramifications will hopefully be that the Inspector General's office or the Attorney General's office hopefully will take a look at this and see if there's anything here that they can prosecute.
Or we could go the other way and just change the ordinance and give everybody the Ed Burke treatment, where you get the car and you get the security detail for all of these important people in the city council.
That's one option, certainly, Dan. We've seen some of these things happen in the past, too. The thing is, this isn't the first time that the alderman did this. In 2013, he spent $50,000 on equipment that he also said was for ward benefit, but it turned out that he used it for a political ad along with Mr. Madigan, as you noted earlier.
So I'm sorry. What is the point of having ordinances, which is a synonym for laws, if they can just be overridden by fiat by Tiny Dancer or anybody else? Uh-oh.
Are those your dogs
Madigan's
barking, or-
dogs are at the door. Faisal,
I have.
if you need
Sorry,
if you
Dan,
need
go
to
ahead.
defend
Well,
yourself,
wait,
let
what's
us know.
going on?
No, I got a young little boy who wants dad's attention.
No,
That's
I
all it is.
understand.
Sorry about
That's
that.
all right.
I
No
know how
problem.
that goes.
Yeah, I'm like that with Amy all the time.
Yeah, I'm over here.
No, but so what is the point of having laws in Chicago governing the ethical conduct of aldermen or the lack thereof if they can just be overridden by Tiny Dancer?
Well, that's the age-long conversation, Dan, you and I have every other week. It is the point that there are laws on the books, and yet they're consistently ignored. So what are we supposed to do about this? We can still bring it to everybody's attention and try to get people to understand that this is hurting them on a daily basis here in Chicago. That an alderman, instead of using his bully pulpit to fix a problem that he's responsible for citywide, like purportedly snow removal and graffiti removal, instead just spends taxpayer dollars illegally to benefit only himself and his few privileged neighbors. Maybe like Ed Burke when he gets his driveway cleaned.
Oh my gosh.
And
And,
so
and the aldermen are always normally the first ones to have the snow removed from outside their homes.
Has the esteemed Alderman Quinn or Speaker Madigan, have they addressed your findings at all in any material way?
No, not at all. Mr. Quinn ducked and dodged the questions and just said that he was trying to serve his constituents, which is a really curious statement to make, considering that his job as alderman is to legislate. And if he's got a problem with city services being offered on a slow basis, he should be in council working with his 49 other colleagues to fix this problem rather than just attacking a symptom of it by spending $25,000 in buying this equipment.
And the city
without voting himself.
and in the second part of your story that involves also Madigan, they've $50,000 and they purchased what for what again?
Basically, he spent $50,000 in 2 years ago in another piece of equipment, this time graffiti equipment. He claims, again, he did it for his neighborhood, but the problem is he put his name on the side of it, and he also put his Speaker Madigan's name on the side of it. That's illegal according to ethics laws. That's political advertising, which you cannot do with taxpayer dollars.
It's tasteless too. I mean, and
Well,
what is Madigan? I mean, what's his accountability in all of this?
We forward it to the state legislative inspector general, and they'll hopefully take a look at that.
Oh, we got a
Oh, that
legislative
guy.
inspector general now. Yeah. Hey, Julie
Hey.
Porter, how's your first day on the job? Just a point of order on that. The whole like putting your name on everything, which was an age-old trick by office holders. That went away after Blagojevich, and when Blagojevich on the iPass.
Yep.
Remember that? So it was prohibited after that fact. So that's the ordinance that applies, or the law really that applies to state and local officials as well, right, Faisal?
It supposedly applies across the board to everyone, but now hopefully the state LIG, Dan, will take a look at this and see what Mr. Madigan's culpability in this whole thing was.
And one of the things here too. Are you
strange.
torturing that poor child? Do we need to send DCFS in over there?
Please don't.
No, we won't. It happens to all of us. So
Please don't. There's a moment of reckoning coming for me in a few minutes.
Yeah, right. I'm sure.
Worse than anything else.
just exercise patience. Just remember, he loves you.
Yeah.
Well, no,
Or
this
does he?
or-
So just last question, Faisal, and then we'll let you get to your reckoning. We talk about corrupt politicians all the time, or the abuse of taxpayer dollars and kind of laws that don't apply. But this to me is more of an indictment of the law enforcement infrastructure in this state than it is of Marty Quinn or Mike Madigan.
Absolutely. There's no question about that. I mean, we've discussed these things, like I said, every couple of weeks, every couple of months, and there's just variations of the same issue, which is, are elected officials doing whatever they want to benefit themselves? This is what this is. This is just laziness. They could have spent this money on this equipment through their political fund. Mr. Madigan's not short of money.
No.
Quinn's not short of money. Instead, they took it from taxpayers. That's just nonsensical. And it's because they know that no one's looking, and in the past, no one has cared.
Hey, we have some breaking news this morning. Todd Stroger is on with Fox 32 right now, announcing that he's not going to run for the Water Reclamation District. He's going to run again for Cook County Board President.
Happy days are here again. Wow. Yeah.
How do you think he'll do?
That's
Faisal?
Are you talking to me or Faisal?
I'm talking to Faisal.
Oh.
Are you there, Faisal?
I'm still here.
Oh,
Josh Roger, Bob Fioretti announced he's running for president also, I believe.
yeah, that's right. Yeah, it should be scintillating. Okay, Faisal, we'll let you get to your reckoning. The report on Marty.
I'm more afraid of this child, Dan, than I am of most aldermen. So,
Wow. That's even Proco Joe. That's really saying something. Faisal.
no, maybe not Proco.
Faisal.
I will speak to you guys again soon.
Good
Okay.
luck. Thanks for the call,
Maybe
Faisal.
Bye.
The report on Marty Quinn and Mike Madigan, you can find at thesecret6.com, thesecret6.com.
And he joined us on our turnkey getchildcare.pro answer line.
Listen to Dan and Amy on your smartphone. Download the AM 560 mobile app today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.